Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday, it's really humid out here. I wanted to show you today, it's getting close to my birthday. I keep joking this is my birthday weekend because my birthday is next Tuesday, but every year on my birthday I have this really bizarre urge to go to a thrift store and buy something stupid just to say I bought something for myself on my birthday. So I went yesterday. I was actually given permission to. Had some diagnostic medical procedures done yesterday, which really whacked me out. There was a lot of drugs going on through a drip because they were testing stuff. It's not because I'm sick. They're just doing diagnostics, which is fine with me because at least you find out there's something wrong with you. And it looks like I passed with a clean bill of health on that. It was mostly heart related, but I was really whacked out when I got out of the hospital. I was there for 4 hours, and my wife was driving me around. So I went to the thrift store. I went to the Goodwill. I hadn't been there for a while. Ended up with this thing. This is a iLive Ipod dog. Now, I know you guys, the ones of you that go to the thrift shops and stuff, you've seen these time and time again in all their different variations, and you probably just glossed over them because you don't really have a reason to buy something like this. I think what throws people on these is the iPod dock. If you don't have an iPod, it's kind of like renting a handicap room. When you go rent a room at a hotel, you're like, well, we have a handicap room, we'll let you have for 20 bucks less. All you can think about is that you got this giant bathroom that's wheelchair accessible, and the bathtub's real big, and it's just kind of weird. It's not like a regular hotel room. I always take them because they're cheaper and doesn't bother me, but a lot of people don't. The iPod connector on this, I think, deters people because you think you're buying something you don't need for something you don't have. That being said, I've got about 3 or 4 of these. I actually have a couple of older iPods, and the single biggest problem I have with the older iPods that I have is that you have to keep them charged up, because if you let them sit for 2, 3, 4 weeks and go to use them or whatever, the battery's always dead. So I use these to keep my iPods trickle charged. A lot of times when you buy one of these, it's got a different iPod connector on it than the iPod that you have, because according to whatever your iPod you have, you may have a different size connector. Apple was really bad about making the connectors different. Some of these actually came with like holding cups, and I believe this one had them because there's a couple of like plastic divots on the back to hold a cup. But I kind of figured this one would work, and it does, so that's good. And I have been listening to this. It's got an AM/FM stereo, a clock, and a CD player in it. Basically, it's actually got a DVD player in it, and it's got outputs on the back for the output and the video. So it's a pass-through. I don't know how that works. It actually plays the DVD. You can connect it to a video source, or not a video source, like TV. So you can play DVDs through here, which is kind of weird. It must be relatively recent because of that, but it's got a built-in equalizer, which is not my favorite thing. It's like a 4-setting equalizer with jazz, rock, classic, something else. Off, I think, is one of the options. But the reason why I bought this, I kind of like the way it looks. I like the color. It's heavy plastic. I like this thick plastic on here. A lot of these things, you get them and they're thin plastic. They're black. This one's kind of cream colored. It could use some cleaning up, but it also came with these weird speakers. And these weird speakers, these are actually, I'm not going to go as far to say as this thing's bi-amped, but these are actually acting as subwoofers because there's a separate subwoofer output on the back of this thing that has RCA cables, and then the two speaker outputs have tinned leads on them. So yeah, this is a subwoofer. I believe they're 4-inch speakers, but anyway, they go with this. They're color matched. The fronts don't come off on them, but I kind of like it. It's also got a USB port for running an older MP3 player that used a Type 2 USB cable to it, so I haven't tried that yet. I may do that. I've got this guy hooked up to it. See, it's actually keeping the iPod charged up. I'm not gonna turn this up because I got a copyright warning last time, but the artist that I got actually approved a usage of his music on YouTube videos, so that worked out well. I didn't get any. It wasn't a strike. It was just a warning. That's what I ended up paying for it, and the only reason I paid this much for that, paid that much for this, is I do go to the Goodwill, and if people don't buy stuff from them, they'll eventually go out of business, I guess. And I just considered it a donation. I'm having trouble talking today. But I'm making this video because I am just saying, if you see one of these and you have an iPod, give it a shot. They actually are pretty good for like just a tabletop AM/FM radio, a CD player, DVD player, iPod, charger, and you can actually play your iPod through this, and it's got a USB port, which if you have a really old MP3 player, you can plug a USB 2 into this thing and you're good to go. And this speaker's kind of dirty, but I can clean that if I feel like it. The case is actually wood, and it's got a really heavy plastic bezel around it that's supposed to match the color of this, but there's been some fading going on, I think. You know how that goes. I think this is from like 99. The sticker's on it, but it's really hard to read. So it's kind of old, but you know. Here, I'll turn that off. I like the clock. And actually, that clock is backlit with like a Lumaglow, so at night you can read it pretty good. So this would also be something. It started playing the CD I've got in there. I moved it over to CD, so the CD is working. Let me lower that. Anyway, kind of got these speakers moved around a little bit, but I'm just saying, if you see one of these and you kind of been turning your nose up at them, I wouldn't pay $14 for one of these. So I'm not recommending that. I've seen them for $5, and I wish this were $5, but I think since they were including the speakers, they jacked on like $3 or $4 a piece for the speakers. They didn't have them individually marked, but when I got to the register, it caused some consternation because she thought they didn't have stickers on them, and I'm like, no, it goes with a unit. You're charging $15 for the unit. You're getting a good deal. You're getting a good deal. I'm not getting a good deal. And they just said, okay, fine. So that's where I'm at today on a Saturday. Birthday weekend. This was my birthday present, I guess, for myself. And I will listen to it. And I will use my iPod on it. And right now I'm streaming from in the house off the FM transmitter. And I've played a DVD and a stereo radio. So that's where we're at. Once again, it's an iLive. I've seen these in different like On Home makes them. I've actually got one in the house that was made by Sony. That's kind of interesting. And if anybody watches this video, I may make a quick one on that one too, just so you see what it looks like. It's got the speakers with it too that detach, but I think these were better speakers actually. That's about all I can tell you. I'm not sure. It's got some ventilation things on here. That's what the back looks like. There's the jacks for video out, and video and sound out. Those are the speaker jacks. Those down there are the subwoofer jacks that are going to the subwoofer sides of the speakers. And this is the back of the speaker itself. 4-inch speaker with a 4 ohm impedance. They give you 5 feet of audio cable, which is good. Full response 4-inch woofer, 4 ohm, 5 foot. Okay, made in China. Of course, everything is made in China. Can't stand it. It's also got a bass cutout, bass port in the back. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe the subwoofer, I don't know. I don't know what was on there either. That might just be a decoration piece. It just looks like it had a sticker on it. It's got a foot there. But I like this plastic. It's really heavy. I mean, like heavy. And there's those 2 plastic things I was talking about that would support a cup. So I've seen these where they come like 4 or 5 different cups. If your iPod doesn't quite fit down in that slot, it'll keep it supported. And it's got quite a bit of screws in it, which is good. I mean, it's nicely made. I'm not complaining about that. Okay, well, another useless video. One for the books, I guess. Tested. If it says not tested, don't buy it. I found out that not tested means they looked at it, there's something broken or missing, and they just threw it on the shelf, and they, like, it's all yours, pal. So if you see something that says not tested, run away. Don't buy it. They've gotten really bad about that. And there's a fly sitting on my speaker. Okay, guys, any subscriptions I get, appreciated. I hope you're all having a good Saturday. If you watch this 5 years from now, if it's still up, forget it. I don't mean it. All right, talk to you later. Bye. All right, I'm just doing this as an addendum to the video I just filmed. I wanted to see what other things this would support. This is an iPhone 4, and I put that on the dock, and it came up and said that it didn't support the device. So it won't charge my iPhone 4. However, I did plug in the iPhone 4 to the USB connector, and it charges it just fine. And then I tried my newer iPod. I'm not sure. I think this is a 7, a 6, 5? I don't know. It wouldn't charge that either for some reason, but it didn't say it was unsupported, but I went ahead and plugged that into USB, and I may be able to run music from the phone and this iPod from the USB cable. I have to try that. But anyway, right now I've got the iPhone 4 streaming with my FM transmitter, and I'm charging up this iPhone. But what this does is this frees up basically a power connector in the house, because my God, my wife's got like all this stuff that she has to keep charging up, and I've got a hub in there, but it's just unbelievable tangle of wires, unbelievable. So that's another good thing that this is good for, that I'm happy with. I can keep my iPods charged up and possibly even use this one directly and that one directly. And then this is the one that I had that does work with this. This is 160 gig These are really nice. I love these older, the ones with the chrome backs on them are the best. I've got one. I think it's a 7, but it looks just like a little first version iPhone. Excuse me, and it does everything except make phone calls. It's got the exact same screen. You can even FaceTime with it. If you have to log, for some reason you have to log into the iPhone store, the Apple store, to do that. But I'm not going to do that. I don't think. I don't need the iPhone or the FaceTime. My wife's iPhone does that fine. But yeah, this is iPhones can be very useful. But you got to keep them charged up, just like everything else. We're so freaking dependent on these Chinese batteries. It's like, my God, you know. Anyway, all right. Well, that's what I got. Hope I don't get copyright strike for that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. This is another one of the iPod docks that I have. It's a Sony. See, it says Sony on it. It too fits with the older iPods. You can see it's in kind of a little bit of a rough shape here, but it works fine. There's playing music. If I go to the iPod, it turns the iPod on, it charges the iPod while it's just sitting there. So yeah, and I've got a towel over it. It's got a top-mounted CD player. I keep the towel over there from getting dust down inside the mechanism. But this one's kind of nice. I didn't mean to show this one to you, but as long as I'm talking about these. All right, well, maybe if anyone watches this video, I'll spend more time on this one and show you a couple more that I have. But thanks for watching.